Time is an illusion, yet it rules our lives. Did you know time moves faster on a mountain than at sea level? Get ready for mind-blowing facts that will reshape your perspective. Our emotions also mess with our sense of time. Feelings like anger, sadness, or fear can completely distort how you perceive time. Researchers have found that this happens because emotions tweak two main factors: arousal, high-low, and pleasantness, positive-negative. High-energy emotions, whether positive or negative, can make time seem to speed up. Meanwhile, low-energy emotions can slow things down. So next time you're having a blast and hours disappear what feels like minutes, or you're feeling low and the day seems endless, it's not just your imagination. It's your emotions messing with your sense of time. The holiday paradox. Do you remember a time when you felt your vacation ended in a flash, but looking back, it seemed like you were gone for months? That's the holiday paradox in action. It's this strange feeling where a holiday seems to whiz by while you're living it, but feels much longer when you remember it later. Psychologists explain this by how we experience time in two ways: prospectively, in the moment, and retrospectively, looking back. Normally, these two perspectives match up, but when we're on vacation, the flood of new experiences throws them out of sync. During our regular routines, time is measured by familiar markers like work hours or bedtimes. But on vacation, the constant novelty distorts our sense of time, making it feel both short and long at the same time. Anticipation seriously slows things down. I told you we'd circle back to this one. Remember counting down the days to Christmas or that long-awaited holiday as a kid? Yep, that's the unnecessary power of anticipation. In my opinion, anyway, when you're excited about something big in your future, whether it's a vacation or a big event, time just seems to slow down. Every day feels longer and longer because you're so focused and excited about what's coming. So, if you know the feeling, you're not alone. Anticipation has a sneaky way of slowing everything down. Routine makes time fly by. As we get older, time seems to speed up, right? Our brains love patterns. They make life easier. When you're repeating the same tasks every day, like your commute or your morning coffee ritual, your brain goes on autopilot. It saves mental energy, but also makes you less aware of time passing. The more predictable your routine, the faster time seems to fly. This explains why, before you know it, whole chunks of your life have disappeared while you were going about your daily routine. Your brain isn't the only one keeping time. We all know the brain loves to mess with our sense of time, even when we're not really thinking about it. But guess what? Your heart's in on it, too. In 2023, researchers at Cornell found that our hearts play a role in how we perceive time without us even knowing. They brought in 45 students, hooked them up to some fancy equipment, and had them listen to different beeps. The weird part? When their heartbeats were shorter, they thought the beeps were longer, and when their heartbeats were longer, the beeps seemed shorter. Incredibly, we can subtly sense time to the heart's rhythm, even in those incredibly fast moments we don't notice consciously. Time flies when you're plugged in. Have you ever found yourself in a 3-hour internet deep dive after doing a simple Google search? Or realize how one YouTube video becomes 20, and suddenly it's 3 a.m.? Time slips through our fingers when we're glued to our screens. And while books can do the same thing, technology seems to turbocharge the effect. Aoife McLaughlin's research at James Cook University suggests that tech use might be speeding up our internal clock. We're processing information faster, which is great for productivity, but can make us feel more pressured by time. So, while we're getting more done, we're also stressing out more. Ironically, we're too busy using tech to notice the extra time it supposedly gives us. The solution? Maybe it's time for a digital detox, or at least a tech break every now and then. Time warps through eye contact. A 2021 study from the University of Geneva found that intense eye contact can make us perceive time differently. In the experiment, volunteers watched short video clips of strangers looking directly into the camera. Some held an intense gaze, while others glanced away after a brief moment. Although all the clips were under 1.5 seconds long, participants perceived the intense stares as being shorter than they actually were. It's almost as if a focused gaze can compress time, making the moment feel fleeting. The tempo trap. as if our minds and hearts didn't already play enough tricks on us. Music adds another layer of confusion to our sense of time. Fast-paced, upbeat music can make time feel like it's flying by, while slow, somber tunes can stretch out our perception of each second. One study found that participants overestimated the duration of time when listening to arousing soundtracks like happy or scary music compared to neutral or no music at all. The phenomenon can even affect how we experience waiting times or movies, where an intense soundtrack can make a scene feel much longer or shorter than it actually is. Sleep's strange time warp. Just like how music can manipulate our perception of time, sleep, or the lack of it to be more precise, can also bend our internal clock. Sleep deprivation tends to make us overestimate time, making minutes drag on like hours. This isn't just because we're tired. Being sleep deprived disrupts our brain's ability to process time accurately, skewing our perception. Studies even show that lack of sleep can mess with our circadian rhythms, which naturally regulate how we perceive time throughout the day. The smoke-free time warp. Kicking the habit brings a slew of withdrawal symptoms, like irritability, restlessness, and a foggy mind. But one surprising side effect is the inability to gauge time accurately. A 2003 study from Penn State University revealed that when smokers go without nicotine for just 24 hours, their time perception goes haywire. During a simple test, nicotine-deprived smokers overestimated 45 seconds by an incredible 50%, while non-smokers and active smokers nailed the timing. This skewed sense of time could be why ex-smokers, much like the sleep-deprived, struggle with performance in their personal and professional lives. It's hard to stay on track when your brain is misreading the clock. Time is more mysterious than we think. From time dilation to lost seconds, reality isn't as simple as it seems. If these facts amaze you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.